this week, you had found an article from the New York Times, and it was spotlighting someone in the tech world. And our fabulous staff here at the Komando Show, including Mike, they tracked her down. It's Meredith Golden.
Oh, they did?
They did.
They didn't tell me this. It's like a total shocker.
She's in New York City, and she is a dating app ghostwriter.
Isn't that amazing?
I didn't even know that was the thing.
I didn't know it was either until I read the story, and I was just insanely fascinated with the fact that she created this wildly successful business being a ghostwriter on dating apps. Now, I will tell you, I was in Los Angeles last week.
Please don't tell me you were using a dating app.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, this is a rough way to break it to me.
Okay, once we learned like we should swipe right or left. Okay,
that was just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, thanks to Frankie. I was in LA and we were talking about just technology with this. It's a big advertising agency in LA. And I said, oh my gosh, did you guys read this story about Meredith in New York City? That she's and like 4 of the young women at the table, they're like, what? How do we sign up? I mean,
well, now you can ask her.
I'm going to ask her. This is really terrific. Hey, Meredith, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks so much for having me.
Okay, so you are is that the official title, a ghostwriting dating person?
Yeah, I sort of call myself a dating app ghostwriter, dating expert.
And so how did you come to be this?
I was doing it for friends and found out that I have a talent and realized very quickly how much the bulk of the singles were disliking having to spend all this time on the dating apps without much success. And the business took off overnight. But it was really because I have a passion for this and I love it. And what some see as an annoying task, I see as endless opportunities and infinite singles to tap into, and I love it.
Okay, so take us through the process. So you become that person?
Yeah, so the dating app ghostwriting is a small part of my business, which is probably what I attract the most press for. I also do a ton of profile makeovers and helping people figure out what they're doing wrong and where there's room for improvement within their profiles and how to navigate the dating apps more successfully and more efficiently. But for the dating app ghostwriting package, someone would come to me, I'd have them complete an elaborate intake form. We'd go through the process together of creating a new profile, getting them on the right app. And then once I have all the data I need from the single, I go into the app and I swipe and I message as a client for the client. It's all their information, it's their pictures, it's their tone. It has nothing to do with me. And then once there's enough traction, and if it's the male, I'll say, hey, do you want to ask out, for example, Judy? They'll say, yes, I want to ask out Judy. And once Judy says yes, I turn it over to Bob, and then Bob and Judy schedule. And, Bob is up with that and moves forward. And vice versa, it's a female, then a guy, and Bob asks out, Judy's being asked out by 18 other people. I'll say, hey, do you want to go out with all these people? And she'll say yes or no. And then I'll say, well, you're up. Go schedule.
Well, that's really something.
Sure.
Be the number one thing that is someone who's just getting into the dating scene, dating for the first time after being married, what's the number one mistake they make when it comes to starting a profile on a dating app?
So unfortunately, people make a ton of mistakes. I can't say just one, but what I will say is if you saw all day what I look at, the one piece of advice that I will give, and I feel very, very strongly about this, so not everyone's going to work with me, that's fine. But when you create your profile, pick a friend, a colleague, someone you trust with good judgment, and ask them to view your profile. Because maybe you might miss that your head isn't in the picture, or you might think you look really great in that bathroom selfie.
Oh God, I hate those bathroom selfies.
Yeah, they're terrible.
I don't know why. Why do people think that they actually look good in those?
I have no idea. I don't know. I wince. I spend a big chunk of my day wincing. Why did you put this up? I have no idea. But, turn it over to a friend with good judgment who, some friends will just say like, oh, yeah, that's great. But you want the friend who's going to be honest and tell you like, no, you know what? I've seen more flattering pictures of you. That's not your best picture. Or do you realize that your head isn't in 3 of the pictures?
Now, I have a question for you. What do you do if you know that a guy is dating someone But you still see him on these dating websites, and you know that he's active. I mean, do you call him out on it?
No. So they're all dating lots of people, right? It's someone's in a relationship. Like there's a guy in the neighborhood who I know is married, and I see him on the app sometimes. I won't ever engage with him because I know that he's married. But let's say you've got Jim, right? And I see Jim on 2 of the apps, and Jim is, always popping up and always meeting people. He's not going on 15 dates with people in a relationship. He's sort of meeting someone for one drink to see what happens. But that's the name of the game. Everyone's out there just meeting people for a drink to see if something could potentially be there.
So now, do clients review everything that you said to this particular person?
So it's not like people are dating on the apps and having these deep conversations and professing their love to one another. The conversations are very shallow. And for example, if a client wants to go back in and review the conversation before the date, it would probably take them 45 seconds. I mean, there's not much there. But people are meeting so many different people. It's not expected that anybody remember any of the details about the exchange of the conversation or memorize someone's profile. In fact, it would be weird if someone showed up and remembered, oh, yeah, remember we spoke about drinking hot chocolate? No one would do that. Or, oh, yeah, didn't it say on your profile that you went to 3 different colleges and couldn't figure out your career path? I mean, no one talks about that. So just sort of show up and you pretend like your first meeting, which you really are, and you take it from there.
So how did you meet your husband?
I met my husband at a dinner party, so long ago because none of this existed. But the truth is, if I was on an app and I saw my husband, I would swipe right on him, and he would probably swipe right on me, and I'd probably meet.
And how much are your services? How much you make off of it?
The packages run different amounts. So there's a price point for everyone. So I have a $300 package, which is the perfect profile, and someone will come to me just saying, you know what, I don't understand what's going on. And I'll say, oh, are you not matching with anyone? No, you're not matching with anyone. There's something wrong with your profile. Everyone should match with someone.
Well, I'll tell you, we have the perfect subject for you, Meredith. The mighty Mike James. I think we ought to all pull our money. What do you think, Andrew? I think, you know what, I'm in for 20. We should hire Meredith and see if we can get this guy a date. Meredith, thanks so much for calling in. Congratulations on your success. And for anybody who's thinking about dating online, just remember the golden rule: no more bathroom selfies, please.